Hey, it's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of People of Distinction, the talk that gives an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, peopleofdistinction.org for more info, or you can always email me directly at benji@alcoleenterprises.com. And on the line with us today, we have Jan Shimp. We'll be discussing her fantastic book, Strawberry. Available for purchase through Amazon as well as barnesandnoble.com. And guys, listen, Jan was brought to our network, People of Distinction Today, by some of the best movers in the business. Author Reputation Press Publishing. So if you have a book that you'd like moved, do yourself a favor and contact our good friends over at ARP. You can find out more information on them at authorreputationpress.com. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Jan, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you so much for being a guest. How are you?
Hello, good.
I know, and I'm sure my listening audience can attest as well. There's been a lot of turbulence. There's been a lot of adversity that we've been experiencing on a whole across the board with regards to our entire human family with this pandemic. And your book, the moment I was doing research on it, I'm talking to you on the pre-screening call, I couldn't help but to smile because the content is something that is just incredible. Now, I've never owned any horses or ponies, but I do come from a very big family, and our friends growing up would always categorize our household as a zoo because we just had that many animals. And I am a huge animal lover till today. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And it's just something about, I think as human beings, we don't deserve animals, right? Animals are so loving. They're so loyal. They're so wonderful. And there's so much to be gained from it. And I'm really looking forward to this because I just know that the stories that we're going to be learning and experiencing with you are that incredible. Now, before we go into the book itself, Jan, let's hold off slightly. Start by telling our listening audience a little bit more about yourself and your background, please.
I had started riding horses at 3 years old and grew up, helped a girl train, gave lessons, and I also grew up with massage, and I do alternative healings now also. I taught skiing over 30 years, and I build stone walls and patios.
Fantastic.
So it keeps me busy to have different seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Well, Jan, listen, we're going to have you back on the network, not to discuss this book or any other books you read in the future, but really just to discuss your background because your resume is so eclectic and very impressive, and I'm sure you have stories for days, and we would love to hear them. But in terms of today's interview, the anchor for this is all about Strawberry. So without further ado, tell us a little bit more about your book, Jan.
We found Strawberry in a field. There were kids jumping off a really high fence, and Strawberry was just sitting there, or eating, standing. She was very happy. We were watching. So the kids knew we were coming, and they said, take the pony up to the house. So we talked to the mom, and we found a guy to bring Strawberry home, and it was very magical because Strawberry was the best pony I've ever dreamed of. Even before Erin was 3 years old, I could leave her with her and nothing would happen. She was the perfect pony. So as she got older, every day we'd go for a ride here and there down to get the mail, bottom of the driveway, and we went farther and farther, and my brother had a little log cabin up the road. It was part of my parents' original land. And we'd go up there and enjoy the brook, and Strawberry would eat grass and good water to drink, had picnics. So it's pretty special. We had adventures. We went to birthday parties, and there was a parade in town, which we went over and went in, and very pretty. There was a Great Dane just about as big as Strawberry.
Wow.
And so Strawberry one winter He he was in the snow, and we brought her in the barn, and I put blankets over her, and I slept with her most of the night, and eventually she did go to heaven. And the very special thing was, when we were there lying there that night, I told her I would write a book about her and call it Strawberry, the Pony I've Always Dreamed of. And I did. And I can still see her flying around like a Pegasus around here. Good energy, good pony, best pony I've ever seen. And it shows a lot of people where if you're nice to people, and Strawberry was always nice, and the kids, whoever was around her, just could do anything to her. She was great. I had 4 kids on the back of her one time going for a ride. It was a family. So, yeah, if anybody's lucky enough to have a good critter, take care of it with all your heart. Because a lot of people don't have hearts anymore, and it's really hard. So we got to try and show them what hearts are like. You got to get bigger and better.
Absolutely. Jan, thank you so much for sharing. And, what an incredible story. Because, again, any animal lover out there can relate to what you're saying. And, of course, we know if you're alive, death is inevitable, right? And we know that is ultimately something that we're going to have to experience. And a bridge that we're going to have to cross doesn't make it any easier once we're there, especially with someone or something that we care so deeply for. So thank you very much for sharing. Now, I'm curious. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. I know your experience with your background, and as you said, you were riding from a very early age. Now, this was a pony, Strawberry was a pony that you had gotten for your daughter. Was your daughter also interested in riding? Did she experience that love from you? Talk to us. Why did Strawberry even come up, and why was that something that you decided to bring into the family?
I didn't have a pony at the time, or a horse, and I thought it would be great to get back into it with a pony. And she loved, the My Little Pony boys. We had a lot of them. So, yeah, we just grew up with the idea of ponies. And she was great. Understatement.
There you have it.
Really simple. Well, Aaron learned how to be more responsible and take care of the pony, and I think that's what kids need to do. And, I think everybody in high school should do a summer job and help farmers. I've said that for a long time. I think kids should learn during the summers what they want to do for life. And farmers sure need help.
Absolutely.
One time I went up to drive-in window to get some food, and it was summer. And the girl said, "Where do you work out?" And I said, "I don't work out. I help farmers, baling hay and stuff." So you get in shape.
Absolutely. It's demanding work. That's for sure. Being an East Coast boy myself, being from New England, there's a lot of places in Massachusetts, not so much in Rhode Island. Rhode Island is very small. It's very tight-knit. It's more suburban and city, depending on where you are. But in Massachusetts, there is a lot of land, a lot of farmland. So I have a lot of memories growing up where we would head over there during summer months and have to help out either with family members or friends of ours that had farms and had livestock. And it is a lot of work. It's very demanding. And I completely agree. I think that there is something that is there's something that's very good in terms of what it teaches young children or teenagers growing up. The work ethic that they have to have, and the obedience that they need to stick to and adhere to. There's definitely a lot to be gained. So I'm right there with you, Jan. I agree. Guys, again, here in the line with Jan Shimp. We're discussing her fantastic book, Strawberry, available for purchase through Amazon as well as barnesandnoble.com. Now, Jan, next question that I'd love to go into. So we know about the narrative. We know about what inspired you to get Strawberry. Now, you briefly said in your synopsis of the narrative, you were talking about while Strawberry was in her last days, and you were saying to her that you were going to write a book about her one day. And of course, here we are today. The book is upon completion and out for the public. Now, I'm curious, why did you feel, I mean, was it solely about, I want to pay homage to her memory? Or was there something else that was there that you felt the public could benefit from as well? And that was also another inspiration to really push you in the direction of completing this book and putting it out for the public.
I felt I had a lot of quality and happiness with my girls. And we always had the horses and ponies, and you got to have quality as much as you can. And again, you got to be happy. You got to help, whether it be critters or people, learn. And everybody has something special that they know how to do. Everybody in the world has talents. It's funny, when Aaron was 4 years old, he was having a birthday party, and I had painted a bunch of stones yellow, and I asked my brother what he thought I should put on him. So he put 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. So since then, I have been making Have a Good Day stones because I wish everyone a good day. And they're all over the world. And a lot of people say that if they see it, it makes them smile. Like a pebble, you drop it in the water and it goes out and out and out and out and out. And so how many pebbles you want to throw in the water that lets positivity go out in vibrations? Goodness in the world, we need it.
Absolutely. You know, Jan, and I love the fact that you've comprised this book, and really that's one of the main purposes, is to just spread joy, to spread happiness. And as you said, we're definitely lacking in that department. And I think we could always use an extra shot of levity, right? An extra shot of happiness and joy. And that's, I think, where the power of this book lies, is the narrative itself, the stories that you relay to your readers. They're so joyous, right? And again, any animal lover, we don't need to experience having a pony in order to be related to your narrative, or in order to find your narrative relatable. And I absolutely love that. I think that's a mark of a great writer, to be able to formulate that bridge and that connection with your readers, even if they can't necessarily relate to every single aspect you're talking about or have every experience that you're sharing. Now, Jan, I'm curious, next question that I want to go into, what would you say was a highlight for you in writing the book? Or if not a highlight, maybe something that surprised you that you weren't expecting prior to embarking upon the journey.
All the different people we came upon, they'd either slow down and say hi, or they'd stop and talk to us while we were walking along, and they were smiling. We get the exercise. I put a lot of miles on my legs while Aaron rode. And later Jacqueline rode, and Aaron had another pony that she rode when Aaron or Jacqueline was in training to ride by herself. So yeah, you went literally a long time ago when we had the ponies. People would slow down and stop and say hi, and they would always smile. Good conversations.
Absolutely. And the last question, as we tie out this fantastic book, because I do want to go in another direction shortly, but as we close out of this fantastic book, Jan, we've discussed so much already today with regards to it. And guys, you know what you have to do. You want to gather all of the stories. You want to get all of the messages. You want to get the full experience. Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com are the places you have to go. There's no getting around it. But since we have you here on the line, Jen, is there anything that we haven't discussed that you want to make sure our listening audience is aware of?
Barbary is just such a treasure. If everybody would picture themselves with Strawberry, and you have your favorite toy, Cuddle, and you can just cuddle and dream about that pony and your adventures. What adventures would you have if you had a pony like that?
Mm-hmm.
There's actually somebody on now. I don't know if I should say it, but elsewhere, and they're videoing, and those kids are doing really well too. Seeing other people doing it, and I didn't have a video when we were doing it. We just had snapshots.
Right.
So it's really cool that people can video nowadays.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got to capture those memories. Jen, last question here as we close out. Being an artist myself, and I'm in a different medium. I'm an actor and a filmmaker based here in Los Angeles, but I love having this platform to be able to pay it forward, in a sense, to other artists out there listening in. Now, specifically, within this art form, we're talking about writing. Now, you are someone, whether you consider yourself a writer, whether you've wanted to be a writer all your life, you are someone that has gone through the process of writing and has gotten your book published and put out for the public as well. So you, here on our network, at the very least, are absolutely an accomplished writer. And because of that, we'd love to steal any words of wisdom that you can relay. So for any new writers out there listening in, what words of wisdom, what advice would you be able to give them?
Right from your heart. Got to say it like it is. There's too many things out there that are not true. Get some goodness of truth in here again.
Absolutely.
Especially when it comes from the heart.
I love that. I love that, Jen. Listen, guys, what I love so much about it, right from the heart, I mean, really, you should do that with everything, but of course with writing. But isn't that just great advice for everyday life? Whatever you're doing, whether it's writing, whatever your particular career is, your job is, anything that you're invested in, when you do it from the heart, when you're truly invested, you're truly giving it your all. How can you ever fail?
Passion.
Right? Passion. Exactly. I love that. I absolutely love it. Guys, you know what you have to do, okay? There's so much more that we can discuss. Nothing else is going to be said. All right? You know what you have to do. Strawberry, available at Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com by Jan Shimp. Go out there and pick it up. We need a shot of joy. Really just inject it into our lives. And this book is the perfect way to get there. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Jan, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for taking me down memory lane with all the animals that I've had in my life, and animals that I have now, and animals that I'll have in the future. You truly helped just bring joy and a smile to my face, and I absolutely love that. I know my listening audience felt the same way. Thank you once again for being a guest with us today on People of Distinction.
Thank you. It was fun. It was good. And sometimes, I don't know, I didn't plan on saying what I did, but it just came out.